First off, let's go around the color wheel here.
All right, fine.
And so what the appearance is...
like pee.
It is...
like a fresh cup of pee.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the next episode of the Hoppy Craftsmen.
What's up? It's Nate.
Not Brandon.
And I'm Chris.
And we're having a really hard time with intros today.
This is insane.
Time to charm.
Yeah, right? Jeez. So mixing it up this week, we're actually going to try a little bit different format. We actually want to kind of focus in on some beers and actually up our beer tasting game. I think we're kind of all over the place, and we've been, I think we have things here and there, but
we're gonna tighten it up.
Yeah.
We're gonna take it down a little bit. We're gonna shave a few pounds off. Just get that good beach bod going.
It is getting to be summertime.
Exactly.
I like the curves.
The Hoppy Craftsmen. Well, there's a little bell there. Little belly,
Gonna bring it down a little bit. Gonna step it up and bring it down.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Down like
so what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go through and we're gonna actually try. So this would be really good for you guys to listen to. But we're gonna try basically go through the official way you taste, or cicerones actually would taste beer, or people that actually review beers officially should review them. So the idea is you actually go through 5 steps, and then I just have them written down, but it's basically, it's going to be the clarity of the beer, the way you look at it, what's the appearance of the beer look like, right? What's the aroma of the beer? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? And then there's actually a mouthfeel. How does it feel in your mouth? And then actually is going to be the overall experience of the beer. Like, how would you rate it overall? So what we'll do is we'll actually each try to go through steps together.
Yep.
And then kind of give our description or whatever. Yeah. So I'll start. I mean, this to
First
me.
First off, we're drinking the Orpheus Brewing.
Oh yeah, sorry. I guess we should probably
Truth, Body, and Soul Double
have?
India Pale Ale from our cousin Sam Back. Go ahead.
Yeah, more cousin Sam Back beer. So thanks again, Ron, for beer trading with me. Sending me some beer. Orpheus Brewing. This is Truth, Body, and Soul. This is their double IPA.
It's a cloudy one. It's
8%.
Yeah, that's a good ABV. Mm-hmm. I like to drink a beer with an ABV that's going to get me somewhere.
So color wise, definitely not. I mean, you hold the light a little bit, it gets a little, darker than normal straw colored. I mean, it's definitely in your normal IPA range, I would say. What do you mean? What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's definitely a double. It's definitely a little cloudy, but I mean, it's still clear beer. It's not like a hazy. It's just,
honestly, I don't even know what normal IPA is anymore because everything's been so thrown around. So as compared to the Stone and Joy by that I was drinking last night, this is a lot more heavy in color than in the Stone and Joy by. It's a lot clearer.
Little amberness too. I see when you hold the light. Right?
It's definitely not clear all the way through.
I poured these beers a little bit ago, but it's the head. There's not a whole lot of head on it.
No.
I didn't even remember seeing
they settled pretty easily.
Yeah.
Had good pours.
So, Brent, aroma-wise, you guys want to move on to that? What does it smell like to you guys?
I'm smelling the malt. I mean, honestly, smell that malt along with the hops, but, you can tell the malt's there with it. It's providing a good backbone. It's
an IPA. Hey, you can smell it's an IPA. I mean, there's no really one note of, any sort of hop, that stands out above the other. So if it's a mixture of anything, I can't really tell. But I mean, it smells like an IPA.
Maybe a little bit of a little like very subtle tropical kind of papaya, maybe. Yeah, smell to it. You guys getting that at all? Or really get your nose, really get your nose in there and just smell.
I actually did. I dipped my nose a little bit. I was like, really too far.
So. Yeah,
it's like a caramel.
And this will get better as we go along.
Even it's caramel look, and even the caramel flavor and smell a little bit.
Okay. All right. So that's that. I mean, that's
that crystal malt. Good. That crystal small malt. You can smell it, honestly.
And the next step is
taste.
The taste.
That's how it tastes. This is my favorite part, right?
Sip it up, boys. Yes. Sip it up. Yes. Let it roll around your tongues a little bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What are you catching there, Chris?
Kind of carbonated, kind of has a hard carbonation to it. Not a huge bitter like after effect at all. Mostly a little bit up front.
Mm-hmm. I'm catching more of something tropical on the taste of it. Okay. So maybe that goes along with the smell you were catching. Okay. I didn't catch the smell, but it definitely does have a tropical-ish taste to it.
It's a little, on the taste, a little earthy, a little bit, honestly, and another one, grassy, grassy, honestly, earthy, a little grassy. Like I said, the malt is right there.
Yeah, I mean, it could be because of the malt being forward like that. It doesn't, I can see the earthy, what you're saying, kind
like
of
I said,
the grass.
The caramel is coming in, you can really, I feel like I could taste that.
Nice. All right. And as far as mouthfeel, I mean, does it feel? I said maybe that was carbonation.
It's a double. It's a double, so it's thicker. You know, it's got a little
right.
bit. It's a silky mouthfeel, but you can tell it's a double.
Leaves a little bit of a lingering aftertaste as opposed to some other smoother IPAs. It kind of stays with you a little bit longer. I'm noticing. After several sips,
definitely get some. I don't necessarily a coating in the roof of my mouth, but there's a little bit there. It's not like thick, like you get some things, but it's a little bit of a coating. Yeah, as far as I said, maybe the carbonation should have been in this stage more. That's where I should have said it at. It definitely felt a little bit carbonated to me more than a normal IPA.
Yeah,
but not bad. I mean, it's pretty enjoyable. I don't know if I would drink a lot of these.
It's not crushable,
right? Yeah,
it's definitely one can, a night sort of beer. It was a 12-ounce can that they came in.
Two 12-ounce cans.
This is a pretty dope can.
So probably one can at a time, sort of thing. And move on to something a little lighter.
No double fisting? No 2 cans at a time?
I mean, probably not. For a normal session, probably one at a time.
I wonder if more that the papaya, that tropical flavor will come out as it warms up a little bit. These are pretty cold, so maybe it'll warm up.
I just feel like I keep falling in the malt of it. Honestly, the malt of the caramel flavors of it.
Right.
It's good though. It's good beer. Like I said, the mouthfeel. It's thicker, like a double.
Right. Yeah, you can definitely tell it's 8%. It's got.
But like you said, it is super carbonated.
We should get to the point where we can actually just start guessing what you should have to guess what the alcohol is in this beer.
Oh, yeah.
See if we can start doing that.
Eventually.
You can taste, I mean, if you had enough doubles, you can taste the alcohol.
Right. Well, I actually have a little bit of a warm feeling in my chest kind of from it. And that's you can kind of tell it's that higher. I mean, it's 8%, so it's not super high, but you can tell.
I can really tell if I keep drinking this, I'm going to get buzzed pretty quick.
Right. It's not hiding the booze very well, right? No, so I mean, it's kind of, it's there.
And this could be a standard style IPA, double IPA for the East Coast, the Southeast, for Georgia. This could be what they're used to. And the papaya, really stands out to them more than it does to us. It's a new experience. And for our palates being, from Arizona, this is something new to us. So
that mouthfeel, it is fizzy though, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The carbonation was kind of
heavy and it's thick, but it's fizzy for sure, in that velvety feel. So it's a good beer. It's a good brew. It's not one I'd want to start with, but I would want it like 2 or 3 in.
Right.
Because then by that time it's just gonna fly down.
It might might roll over the tongue a little bit better.
Yeah, not that it doesn't taste good, but hey,
So overall,
it's a good beer.
Let's do a 1 to 5 scale. I mean, that seems
untapped style. What would you rank it?
3.
I'd probably go a 3.25.
I mean, honestly, it's all about the problem is with the fucking ranking scale is it's like, what are you into? I'm a crazy hophead. So the fact that I even can taste malt in this right here makes me want to be like, I probably wouldn't grab that.
Right.
I probably wouldn't grab that off the shelf. But it is a good beer. So, fucking a 3 is probably not very fair. It's probably, honestly, it's a good brew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And people should try it because, they're not a lot of people are crazy about having that malt sitting in the back like I am.
Yeah, I would say 3.75.
For me, it's a 3. Honestly,
somewhere around there. I mean, again, the earthy. I'm not
personal
as
taste.
I'm not as put off as the the earthy or the malty as this Nate is. I mean, I don't mind it, but again, I do like that. It's funny. I've grown more accustomed to the Northeast style IPAs where they are. It's when I first started drinking beers, and we can get into that later, but hop forward and the IBUs, the higher the IBUs is like the better it is to me, right? Mm-hmm. And this is, at this point, I feel like I'm transitioning away from that a little bit more. I love the hop flavor and aroma and that kind of stuff. And the IBUs can be a lot lower to me at this point. So, Beer of a Kid actually rates this as a 4.17. There's only,
and I'm not surprised by that.
There's only 6 reviews. So I mean, it is maybe a little inflated. Most people 4.35, 3.88. So nothing too good. Yeah, I mean, everything we said, light filmy head, body is a pale orange with a slightly hazy color.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So
it's definitely a good beer. It's just, hey.
This guy said tropical fruits, melons with honeydew.
Yep. That honey caramel.
That makes sense. I'm gonna drink this and like this. So
I wouldn't pour that by any means.
Yeah, it's funny when you say really something that somebody else describes it as, and you're like, oh yeah, I could kind of taste honey in there, or I could kind of taste this in there or that in there, and I feel like that's there's so many hidden things there's so many ingredients that bit that brewers are putting in beers nowadays that it's hard to pinpoint each one.
Right.
But you know, as long as they make it taste good in the end, then what's the matter?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, and this is definitely getting a little. I mean, we talked about beer snobbery, really, when it comes down to. I mean, but it is a nice way to have kind of a standard way to describe beers that people can actually help or even relate with. You know, but yeah, I mean, it's a little pretentious. Mm-hmm. We'll try to make it as much as possible, but not because I mean that's not good to listen to, right?
It is what it is. I mean, when you're sitting there tasting alcohol and you're really giving tasting notes, it's hard not to sound like a douchebag.
Yeah,
I mean that's just part of the course.
This is our first go at it, and it'll get smoother as the time goes along.
Especially douchey for all we know,
But so
right.
But speaking of palates. What we were kind of talking about this. We've talked about it in the past. What really got us into craft beer? You know, where does your craft beer history begin? And we thought we'd get into it a little bit more in depth here. So, anybody want to?
I'm happy to start.
Go ahead.
No problem.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Nate, please start.
Nate. Thanks, Nate.
Please, no problem. Happy to share. Honestly, I remember buying Miller Lite and being good with it and being like, this is legit. I'm going to drink like 5 of these and feel great. And, we have friends that still like to drink beer like that. We don't ostracize them. They're welcome to, we're still good friends with them. But all that is to say that I started with that. Then we hung out, started hanging out with Chris and a different set of friends. And about 6 years ago, went to Papago, realized there was like an insane amount of beers on tap. Like, whatever they have, 20, 30 beers. Then they've got the case, the wall of beers going over there, looking at that. Not knowing anything about beer. So everything's new to you. Now you can walk up to that case, right where you want to go. You don't want this, you don't want that, you want that. But yeah, no, Papago was really, just sitting there all day long. You guys know how it is over there. It's the fucking worst when it comes to the tab sometimes. You end up paying way more than you ought to because the server didn't give a shit. Yeah, it's it's just sitting there all day working on a tab, just trying different beer after different beer.
Yeah, and also I've never gone to Papago ever for the service.
Yeah,
I mean ever.
Go for the fucking food though.
Right, food and the beer.
Yeah,
and that's why it was a staple. Staple of that.
But do you have a certain beer that you can remember being like your first beer?
That
honestly, is like really falls into the craft beer
drinking
category.
At my wedding, the West Coast IPA from Green Flash. That was like, oh yeah, I love this shit. I want to drink this all the time. I just drank a ridiculous amount of West Coast IPA when I was first getting into this kind of beer, which is not a surprise. It's where it's led me today, just being crazy about hops. But yeah, West Coast IPA. Green Flash, served it at my wedding. Mm-hmm. David Rosencrantz drank way too much of it.
He did. When you have an open bar and you have delicious beer, then that tends to happen. But that's also becoming a trend. Is a lot of people, having a lot of good craft beer at the wedding. Even Rosencrantz himself had that Firestone Walker.
Oh yeah,
Merlin.
They did it up legit.
Two-Hearted.
And Two-Hearted.
Oh yeah, they did it up crazy legit. It's awesome being able to get Hensley, the different people that and that's also what's fed into us being able to get all kinds of beer. I mean, look at the different beers that have come to this state in the last 5-10 years.
Right.
It's crazy. So
even as recently as this week with Pizza Port having a launch party.
And they are doing, that is full circulation for Arizona. That is full, straight up getting that beer all the time now. And that's going to be fucking awesome.
Well, and I brought up earlier, I thought we already got Pizza Port, but Brandon actually pointed out it's actually not Pizza Port, it's just Port Brewing.
Port Brewing, which is part of Lost Abbey.
And they do brew together. Exactly. That was yes, thank you. I made that same exact confusion.
Right.
I was like, what the fuck? I've been drinking the Mongo IPA for years.
Wipe out.
Yeah, but that's Port. And,
it's Port.
So
Pizza Port is its own entity.
Their own
which
thing.
Is, I believe is Augie's, right? Augie's Pizza Port, right?
I think
Grog and Pete, something like that.
Yeah. Augie's Pizza Port.
Maybe. But we could be wrong about that. That's what we think.
Yeah, that's what we think it is. You never know.
Without any way to fact check that's what it is.
Right.
So yeah,
nice.
Why my beer? If I had to choose a beer in a situation, it was just drinking all day with some friends at a craft beer bar. But Green Flash turned it on for me.
Okay.
Anything.
Green Flash and Papago were your indoctrination into the craft beer game.
I can't think of any of the specific beers I drank up there other than we drank so many different ones trying to figure out what we like and stuff.
Which is
Now I'm all about sours. I mean, now I'm crazy for sours.
Right, which is kind of ironical because you're from the East Coast, right?
Yes.
Which is like blowing up right now with craft breweries.
And they've been doing it for years.
Right.
These IPAs, it's so wild to see it finally hitting out here.
Yeah.
But now you're 6 years ago just getting into the craft beer game.
Yeah.
And, when there's, the Alchemist and,
Shit, you're telling me.
all those,
I don't know when those,
the Marin Beat.
and I don't know when those, and we were always going up to Allagash, way before then, just because it's the local brewery. It's the big one up there. But I don't know even how long Alchemist has been doing his thing. But now you got Alchemist, Trillium, Treehouse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was laying in bed last night thinking about how I need to fucking move to Vermont.
I was also thinking that. That's weird.
How he needs to move to Vermont, or you need to move to Vermont, Chris?
Yes.
We'll both get a camper and we'll go live in Vermont in a camper.
Down by the river?
Fuck yeah, with all kinds of Trillium beer and Treehouse beer.
You're going to be coming back here during the winter time, though.
I will not be that person. Don't even get me started.
I know. I kind of wanted to
prod me.
Those damn snowbirds.
Fuckers. Go back where you belong.
Gotta take the bait.
So yeah. Now, do we have anybody else here who has a first beer, first brew, first situation for enjoying craft beer?
It's pretty much this Orpheus beer that I just drank.
Wow.
My first beer.
And you're on a podcast.
I know.
This is wild.
I had the laptop, so that's why.
Yeah, that's true. You got just like that cool mic.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, so I will say this. When I first moved here, it was more of like, again, college scene stuff. So not that I was drinking underage, but I wasn't making the decisions to buy the beer. So we were drinking a lot of Coors Light at the time. So,
Twisted tea. I've drinking way too many Twisted teas in my high school years.
FYI, I hear Zima's coming back. I definitely drink a lot of Zima's back in the day.
Yeah, no.
They were delicious at the time.
No.
Guilty.
Mickey's. I drank. You're younger.
Everybody's been uncomfortably drunk on a Smirnoff. Oh man. You remember that fucking shit?
You used to get Boone's Farm. We go to like drinking. It was pretty much just what I could get at the time.
Smirnoff was like soda.
Right.
It was like soda.
It's like a melted Jolly Rancher that was cold. That's what it tasted like.
All right, continue. Sorry.
So I actually, at one point, and when I was actually able to get my own car and drive around and buy my own beer, I actually started drinking Amberbach. Was my kind of like, nice. So
Michelob Amberbach. I remember that.
So nice. And I was like, man, this beer actually has some flavor to it. This is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Right? And then I end up going to Cost Plus World Market. If anybody knows what that is.
There you go.
And I was in there
That's
and I was like,
spot.
There's so many beers in here. This is crazy. And I was like, well, I'm just going to try them. And so I actually ended up buying a couple bottles, and one of the bottles was Arrogant Bastard.
Nice. Yeah,
and
that's another good one.
Loved Arrogant Bastard. And then one of our friends invited me over to watch UFC fights.
Oh, there we go.
Right. So I was like, okay. And she was like, my husband's really into craft beer, so you have to bring some craft beer. I was like, yeah, no problem. I know craft beer. And so I went to Cost Plus World Market, and I bought myself some Arrogant Bastard, and I brought it over. We became best friends. It's really crazy.
Perfect.
And then it went downhill really fast. So we started brewing beer and then Papago. And at the time I used to drive out of my way to go to Sun Devil Liquor to buy beer. Yeah. Dust off the shelves.
I was going to say, remember when Sun Devil was
it's
the place?
still that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Sun Devil used to be the spot, and then they just stopped stocking beer.
Well,
they stopped carrying.
Right. It was just one of those things where like...
They have a wine bar in the basement of that place, don't they?
They still craft beer in the basement too.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But who knows?
I'm sure they get some good beers on occasion.
The problem with them was they would get stock in, and then never rotate stock out. Yeah. So it'd never be discounted. Nobody would ever buy it. And then they'd put new stock in different places that was the same beer.
Right.
And so you always searching for the different beer in two different locations. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah. Yep.
Plus they were relying on Taste of Tops or Tops Liquor,
right,
which was their main hub. And then Sun Devil was kind of like, oh, it's our redheaded stepchild of a liquor store. So
it's in Mesa. Nobody cares.
Right.
Whatevs. But yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of, beer places at the time to go find, to go buy craft beer. I couldn't go to
we didn't have Bevmo. We didn't have Total Wine. No. Yeah. Whole Foods wasn't around and selling craft beer yet.
AJ's evidently didn't want, back in the day, used to be a place I could get craft beer, which is crazy. But then Whole Foods started carrying it like crazy, and then now
now every place has got a fucking growler station where you can get 20 different beers on tap. Oh yeah, it's crazy.
It's insane.
Total Wines are just killing it with craft beer selection. I mean, they're getting in new stock. They're getting in new brewers all the time.
I mean, I think is it the Hop Stop? Is it we're up in the Phoenix that we're talking about the Hop Stop?
Mm-hmm. Right? Oh yeah.
When I actually went in there and I was talking to the guy, he said that they used to be a head shop. And then they decided to stop selling, basically stop selling stuff that's still craft beer.
Right.
And they've done way better since then.
Yeah,
that's good. That's
so this is
awesome.
one of those things where evidently, people are jumping on and getting this beer.
Well, it was like Liquor Express, always was there as a little convenience store, kind of a head shop. And then they just kind of blew it out with all the craft beer and have just that's what they base all their sales around now is their craft beer. And Kyle over there, works with the distributors and gets good stuff in all the time. And they're going to have a tasting with Superstition Meadery for the peanut butter and jelly coming up here.
Guys like that who care about their job are what make places like that actually worth going to.
Right.
So it's good for them.
I think that's the craft beer mentality in general too. It's very infectious. Right, you get something that's
you get excited about it.
You talk to somebody that drinks Budweiser, and like, "Yep, I drink Budweiser, man." And you're like, "Cool." And you somebody that drinks craft beer, and it's funny. It's almost like the joke about CrossFit. You just put craft beer in there instead, right?
Anything you're passionate about, really,
right? I mean,
if you find two people that loves a certain thing in common, they'll talk for hours, which is kind of why we're doing this podcast.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's how it works.
Absolutely.
Well, I am pretty low on my beer. You guys want to take a break and get another beer, and we'll come back.
Let's do that. Let's grab that.
All right, we're refreshed with some beers here.
Reloaded,
all topped off with a new fresh beverage in our hands, and I guess we can start going around the wheel with it. And this actually, the beer that we're have in our hands here, the Oak Creek Hefeweizen, it serves a dual purpose for this segment.
Yeah, so, why am I drinking this, Brandon?
Well, first off, let's go around the color wheel here.
All right, fine.
And so what the appearance is
like pee.
It is
like a fresh cup of pee.
It is yellow.
Very
and clear.
Well, you know what? But I don't know about you guys, but there are some things floating in my beer.
Yeah, we just gave you the dirty glass. No, it's got some.
I mean, I see bubbles coming up from the bottom. I don't know about floating.
Well, it's just mine. Here, look at mine. Maybe it's because I got the bottom of the bottle. Maybe there's more.
Could be a little sediment from the bottom.
See, no.
Oh, yeah, he's got some floaties in there.
Some floaties in there.
Okay, well, aside from the floaties,
I'm sure that is what you said. I'm sure it's the end of the bottle.
Right, it's a clear yellow.
I'm sure it was the end
beer.
Of the bottle.
Yeah, very straw yellow, right? I mean,
and this is a hef.
This is a Hefeweizen,
and it's from Oak Creek Brewing,
which is a local brew out of Prescott area.
Sedona. This is a Sedona bottle.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Prescott, Sedona.
Yeah, Oak Creek Brewing in Sedona, Arizona. It's a hef.
Wow. Yeah.
All right.
Smells like grapes.
Smell it.
Smells like grapes.
He smells grapes. I smell, typical Hefeweizen, kind of almost a banana smell to it, but not, overly banana.
It's funny. It kind of has
a banana. Yeah, that's like a banana. A banana cream pie.
More earthy. More like this is going to be weird. A wet dog. A wet dog kind of smelling to it.
Oh, no, that's fine. Because
you smell it?
I can already tell it's going to taste like shit.
Oh man! No, well, Nate hates it. So, Chris, what is your
Nate? You still have two more things before you get to the overall.
Well, can I provide a fucking guttural sound for my reaction to that beer?
The next two steps.
This is clearly not on Nate's palate of palatable beverages that are craft beer.
Like I said, it's a hef. I don't know why they even make beers like this.
Like I said, there's a reason behind
leave it
this
up
beer.
to like Germans and Belgians. They can handle this. They got it. They got it handled. They've got it under control.
It's
focus elsewhere.
I'll give you that. It's not the greatest Hefeweizen.
Exactly. It's not even the greatest Hefeweizen I ever had.
It's not the greatest Hefeweizen.
I mean, if I want a hef, I'll go to Santan.
It's a local beer. Right. But I mean, it is what it is. Go ahead, Chris.
Banana, kind of some banana flavor to it.
Banana flavor, yeah.
I would say
it's
like fake banana, like almost like Laffy Taffy fake banana to it.
It's kind of like the true taste of a Hefeweizen should have that banana taste to it. It's kind of like it almost like adds the banana to make it that taste.
I'm definitely picking up the banana, like you said. I mean, I honestly totally banana aroma to it, but
no, in the taste becomes right up front banana, and then it just kind of like drops right out. Right. It's right up front and then nothing.
As opposed to that IPA that was just like kind of coating our mouths. This one is just kind of like banana and done.
It's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely
like
a sweeter.
sugary, like honestly, just too sweet.
Not a lot of mouthfeel. I mean, just other than banana, just kind of just that and then done and then
a little
goes.
Spicy, a little nutty, like hefts are a little nutty, but man, it is just like.
And so your overall experience of Nate's is not good. Chris,
I fucking hate this beer.
It's okay. I mean, I again, not my favorite style of Hefeweizen.
Right.
Why bottle it, dude? Why bottle it? Can I be honest? Why bottle it? I don't get it.
So the reason why we're drinking this beer currently, and to go along with our craft beer experiences, my real first indoctrination.
Am I being rude right now?
Yeah, a little bit. Dick. My first indoctrination into the craft beer game was when I was living down in Tucson.
That's fucking hilarious.
And we would frequent a bar near the University of Arizona called Froggenfurken. And they had Oak Creek Hefeweizen on tap. And we would drink the shit out of that beer. We would drink it by the pitcher.
Oh, man.
It would come with lemons because that's how they served Hefeweizen back in the day.
Yeah.
But it was off tap, straight from Sedona, and that was really my first indoctrination into
I have no
craft
room
beer.
to talk. I mean, I remember drinking gallons of Blue Moon with oranges shoved in it. So don't get me wrong. I have no room to talk. I remember that beer.
At the time, I really didn't know it as craft beer.
Right.
It was just a delicious beer we were drinking while we were getting shit-faced on a Thursday or Friday night, eating pizza, and then going to the next bar. But we would drink the shit out of Oak Creek Hefeweizen. And to my, little did I know that along the way, it was a craft beer.
Nice.
And then didn't realize until Chris indoctrinated me into the ways of the Papago. It's like he brought everybody there.
I know. That's pretty much what was the go-to spot. There was nowhere else to go.
Do you like it now?
I don't go out of my way to get this. I was feeling a little ashamed.
That was such a careful response.
I was going out of my way. Like if I ever see it on tap, which is very rare anymore, when they stopped selling it on tap at Froggenfurken where we would get it, it was kind of like, oh, are you serious? We have to get something else now? That we drank the shit out of it and probably drank them out of them being able to keg it. I'm sure
they were like, dude, we've had this for 6 months.
These guys down in Tucson, they're the only people that like this shit.
They're gonna blow the tap.
So I guess Sedona, the Oak Creek Brewery decided to start bottling it along with a lot of their other beers because they needed to stay in competition with Four Peaks and all the other craft breweries in Arizona. So they bottled it and distributed it.
What's funny and what brings that around to it is that I believe Oak Creek actually made Papago's beers for a while, right?
You could be right.
I think so.
I don't remember.
I'm going to say yes.
I know BJ's did.
Right.
I'm not sure about Oak Creek.
I want to say it was BJ's and then Oak Creek and then I know, was it Huss?
Huss, and then Huss is now their...
Yeah, Huss is doing it for now. Huss is the one now, right, for Papago.
Bought their rights.
Papago. Right. Yeah, this for the mouthfeel, by the way, it's super it's thin. It's very thin, for sure. And what's our last taster?
Well, the overall experience.
The overall experience is horrible.
Well, I'll say this. If I go to a party or to a pool party this summer and there's other beer in there and then there's this, I'm drinking this.
What if there is a Lugenfelden Shandy?
No.
What if there's a
Leiningen?
Yeah, well, I didn't remember the name because it's not fucking important.
No.
But what if there's a summer Shandy in there?
Well, that's owned by Miller.
Okay, good. Oh, good. Oh, I fucking hate them. So I'm just trying to think of other shitty beers that could possibly beat this beer. So
it is a very light beer. It is,
What's
shock
that?
top.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! Are you serious? Would you take a shock top over this?
No.
Oh man, that would have been rude.
No, there's no way.
But so, like I said, that's why
I want to think about that for a second.
That's why I brought it on the show because it was really the first craft beer that I was really ever made aware of as being a craft beer that I didn't know was craft beer at the time. We were just drinking it because it was very drinkable and, $5 a pitcher could get you drunk on. So, that was really kind of my first indoctrination without knowing it into craft beer was the Oak Creek Hefeweizen. Funny side story, actually, my buddy Greg got married in California. We would drink this all the time at Froggenfurken, and I brought a little 5-barrel out from here that I got from Sun Devil, ironically enough. Took it out for his wedding weekend, and just because it was I was his best man, so kind of like a treat for him for his wedding. But
that's badass.
It's kind of those memories that
and I'm just
revolve
a
around the beer. No,
so
you're not a shithead, but
I'm definitely a shithead.
In this regards, I'll give you a pass. But like
it's
I said, aside
banana
from
nut bread, dude, it really does. It does smell crazy of bananas.
So, Beer Advocate has some little notes here. This beer won gold medal at the 22nd annual Great American Beer Fest. It made it with up to 50% wheat malt instead of the malted barley, which leaves a lighter note. It is a deep gold in color with a very low hop bitterness.
What year did it win the Great American Beer Fest?
The 22nd annual. I'm not
when
sure
the fuck was that one?
You could probably Google it. I'm not going to.
Fine, I'm going to line and Google it.
Beer Advocate rates it overall as an 83. It's 3.62 average rating overall. 55 people rated it.
Right.
So,
and I would imagine our ratings would be 3 or lower for this beer currently.
1.
Like I said, 3 or lower.
So in 2016, they celebrated the 35th. So that,
22nd.
13 years ago.
13 years ago. It's 2017. So 2004.
There you go.
Oh, that makes sense. Right. Yeah, this is a 2004 beer.
And that was about the time when we were drinking it.
Oh, yeah, this is an 04 beer.
That's honestly about the time we were drinking it. Yeah. I graduated high school in 99.
I can see that. Craft beer has moved a fuck ton in 13 years, and I can see that being a great beer in 2004.
Yeah.
In 2017... I don't want it.
It's a lot better off tap. If you ever have the chance to try it off tap and it's available somewhere, for shits and giggles, because of the show, try it.
That's true. Because of our show, you try this shit.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
But,
wheat beer, Hefeweizen.
It like I said, it served a dual purpose for the backstories that we were trying to get into, which brought us into craft beer. So I thought I'd bring it on the show to share it a little bit.
I was reading this shit and I said Hefeweizen, and then it said at the bottom, it said wheat beer. And I was like, oh, it's a wheat beer. Well, fucking obviously it's a wheat beer. It's a
Hefeweizen, yeah.
Fucking idiot.
Fucking weird like that.
So let me ask you guys a question here.
All right.
This one wasn't the greatest of beers. Would you consider this a shit beer?
Yep.
Like, I'm taking a shit and I want to drink the beer?
Well, I don't know. No. I would
just
not
answer the question.
Yes. Fuck yes.
Like the beer we drank last episode.
No.
The Battle Axe.
No.
Would you consider that a shit beer?
I consider that something specifically different.
Have you ever had a shit tea beer in your life?
Oh, God.
A beer that you consider shitty?
Yeah, I just had one.
I know where you're going with this.
a beer made of shit tea?
No. Okay. Just a shitty beer. Just a shitty.
Yeah, I've had plenty.
This would probably qualify as one. The Oak Creek Hefeweizen for you would qualify as well. Well, recently
they can't be turning a profit on this.
Recently, Stone Brewing.
Sorry. My bad.
Nate's just not happy with it at all.
You can't be turning a profit on this beer, dude. There's no fucking way. Someone's going out there like, I gotta get a 6-pack of this. Yeah. Sorry.
Anyway, so my inquiry is because Stone Brewery recently decided to brew a beer with reclaimed water that was essentially
poopy water?
Shit water.
Gray water, baby.
Yeah.
I would try it in a fucking heartbeat.
Well, so here's the thing. So Rogue made that beard beer, right? And I was just like, I'm doing it. I'm drinking this beer.
What was the beard beer?
It was made with yeast that the brewer actually cultivated from his beard. And then they actually made a beer out of it.
Oh, that's fucking gnarly.
But how is that even gnarly? The drinking toilet water beer.
I don't know. Because I just imagine yeast growing on a fucking random asshole's face.
Yes.
You pick wild yeast from the environment or from...
God put that there.
So, yeah.
Oh, man.
So Stone made a beer that they called the Full Circle.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a good name.
The Full Circle. That they used reclaimed
poop water, PP water
that they purified to brew a beer
with reverse osmosis.
The beer itself, the Full Circle, will be distributed not with the reclaimed water, but they did it in an effort to draw attention to Pure Water San Diego.
I knew it. I was going to say they can't distribute that beer, can they?
They cannot. So they actually had to put a little disclaimer on their website after the news broke of the beer itself. But they did actually purify, reclaimed water and brewed a beer with it and drank it. And they said it was actually cleaner than a lot of the other water that they use or other breweries use to brew their beers. So, in essence, you were drinking a shitty beer when you drank the Full Circle.
Was it a brown ale?
Ba-dum-bum.
They just made like a chocolate stout out of it.
It was a pale ale, the Full Circle pale ale.
It's a Tootsie Roll beer.
Yes. But no, actually it was on, a lot of people were like, complaining about it, that you're really going to distribute a beer that was made with shit water.
People
essentially.
Are the fucking worst.
So they had to, and even James Corden was like poking fun of it on his night show.
Oh, really?
Has a whole segment about it. But Stone
shit.
today
there's
has
no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah, Stone as of Friday the 25th. I don't know what to say.
No, today's the 23rd, buddy.
23rd.
No.
Posted on their... No, what
today's
is it?
not
24th.
Today's the 24th.
Today, as of Friday the 24th, Stone posted on their Facebook page that they will actually not be distributing the beer that was made with the reclaimed water. It was solely for the event that they were hosting for San Diego for pure water, conservation.
Pussies.
I would have drank it.
I don't know. Like, that's one of those things where, like, I emailed my dad and I was like, nope, no way. I will not try that. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, maybe I would. Just
what's
why
that
not?
fucker's name? Greg Koch, whatever.
He's not actually involved anymore.
Okay, whatever their names are.
Yes.
If he came up to me and he's like, "You want to try my fucking reverse osmosis poop water beer?" I'd be like, "You know what, dude? You seem to know what you're doing. Let's give it a shot." I'd be like, "Have you drank it?"
I mean, people are making toilet wine in prisons, right?
Sure.
And they're drinking that.
Yeah.
So why would you not drink a beer that's
True.
probably super filtered?
Toilet wine is where it's at.
That's not filtered at all, except for through a sock.
Oh,
So I thought it was interesting, and it
That
tied
is
right
interesting.
into the talk of shitty beer. It was a beer kind of brewed with shit.
I would much rather have seen that shit water, watch it get turned to clean water, and then drank it, than had a beer from Oak Creek Brewing, Hefeweizen.
Wow. So,
Damn. Wow.
I'd like to see.
Sorry, Oak Creek, for
Dude,
Nate
I bet they
Libby.
make. I bet they make good beer. I mean, obviously they do. They bottle it. I mean, that's not true.
That's not
true.
Nope,
That's Oak Creek. I'm not coming to your brewery. I don't expect you to want me to be there.
all right. Well, and
We should really make a list of breweries that I fucking just totally heads up. We shouldn't either email them for like any podcasting, or like I shouldn't go there and be like, "Hey, I'm from the Hoppy Craftsmen."
No,
because
that's
not that anyone's going to listen to our fucking show, but like, but let's say for
but we do have listeners.
yeah. Were we about to say, Chris?
Well, I was going to say it. No, I think we should though, because then
We should definitely make a list. And
I would like to go to those places so they can convince you or try to convince you that the beers they have are good. So they have a beer
Or
that you would
drinkable.
like,
I guarantee
at least tolerable, right?
I don't know. Actually, I was going to say I guarantee, but who knows? The brewer for Oak Creek could be a fucking douchebag, but he may not be. And he might be like, "Hey, come check out how I brew this, dickhead." And it might be awesome, and it might be great off tap, might be great fresh.
Yeah.
Like amazing fresh, entirely possible.
Right.
Because what do I know?
I don't
Not
even
a
know when
fucking thing.
this was bottled, to be honest with you.
I've been to Oak Creek. I mean, they actually have. I'm not a huge fan of all their beers, but they actually have a couple beers I actually do enjoy when I go there. They have on tap, so I mean,
There's no timestamp on when this
There's
bottle was.
There's no born on date.
No. Not here.
Well, I mean, again, this is like you said, this is a 2004 beer, right? I mean, I think there are
Totally.
styles of beer that
This label screams I was made in 2004.
they have a staple beer, they stuck with it,
fucking hate me.
and they're making it over and over again, and that's good. And this is probably a staple, and there's probably lots of people that from the Sedona Oak Creek area that like this beer, and they drink a lot of it, right?
That can't get other good craft beer in their area. You know,
Right, I mean,
it's one of those things.
But you know what? And this is a gateway beer for people that do drink fucking. Fucking AB InBev type of shit. You can get somebody in this beer that drinks that beer. Yeah. They'll drink this beer.
I hope my comments do bother someone, because that means we're getting places, boys.
It's true.
Means we're going places.
For me, it's a nostalgia beer. Like I said, it brought back the whole story of why I got in, how I got into craft beer without even knowing it, and then
And that's a great gateway beer.
Yeah,
that's a great beer.
Yeah. Well, I finished my beer. I think we need another one.
Let's do it.
I also didn't finish my beer, so let's get a new one.
All right, guys, we're topped off again.
Thank God.
Low on the beer. Yeah, pull that. We'll pull that a little closer.
Oh, yes.
Pull it closer, guys. Pull it
There we
closer.
go.
Nate
Now
had
it's
some
getting
microphone issues there, but
All right.
So the beer we are currently going to be tasting
Switching
here.
gears onto the goodies.
Yeah. So this is Arizona Wilderness Muir's Muir.
Wow.
have we had one episode recently that we have not had a wilderness
We've had
beer
one.
on?
We've had like one episode,
maybe
like one or two,
Yeah,
maybe.
it's crazy.
There's not many of them.
I mean, got to support local.
They stop releasing new beers. We'll stop drinking them.
Yeah, that's
Got to
how it works,
support
man.
local.
We've even skipped a few, but yeah, go ahead.
This is a sour ale with blackberries.
Yeah.
It's 5.5%. So
I am looking at it, and it is kind of a pinkish reddish hue. It almost looks like
yeah.
grapefruit,
Yeah, it's like fruit punch. It looks like fruit punch from the outside. It's
like
it's
squeezed grapefruit.
and you can, grapefruit for sure. And like I said, you can tell that this was a golden sour that they aged on blackberries. The flavor, the look of it's just perfect.
Yeah,
And the inside of this bottle is just coated with like blackberry sediment and it's filthy
I would
delicious.
definitely say, very, very pinkish, reddish when you look at it, and you hope the light becomes just like peak grapefruit kind of look to it, right?
And when you look in that light, you just see all that sediment.
Oh, there's so much.
All
flavor.
that blackberry sediment.
Yeah.
So fucking good.
Again, another thin kind of head, but it's pretty par for the course for the a sour style beer, right?
Yep.
the smell sour right off the bat. I can smell sour.
Oh yeah,
it's
it's going to be like that puckering.
Yes.
Just my mouth starts watering now.
Yeah.
Just when I smell
The
it.
glands in the back of your throat, just like, oh, here comes the sour.
This is Arizona Wilderness's dedication, or at least their honoring of John Muir, just someone who is a proponent of protection of wilderness and forests.
Well, he actually there's a John Muir's trail through all.
Oh,
of
there you go. See,
Yellowstone,
I didn't know that.
Yosemite. He's actually a real
okay.
big environmentalist for California. So
Wow. Okay.
outdoors, Arizona Wilderness. I mean, that's a pretty big thing for them. So
Yep.
if you ever
They didn't even they did not even put this on tap at Arizona Wilderness. That's a good thing we should mention. It didn't even go on tap. It just went straight to bottle with a 4-bottle limit.
I think so. Yeah, I picked up 3.
It was released on the same day as My Name Is Mud, and we weren't even planning to buy it.
The lemon law too. I think right.
Yep. We weren't even planning to buy it, and then how could we not?
Right,
You
yeah,
know?
I mean, we had
How
to.
could we not when we saw it?
I mean, we're standing in the line talking. I mean, we were doing, basically what we normally do, and we're like, we figured out, they're not going to, they don't have this on tap. There's only there's very limited, at least compared to some of their other releases, of the beer, what your limit is. And so it was like, now we almost have to buy that.
So we have the smell. We have the
Yeah,
look.
and it's just smell. And
now it's the taste.
Taste, guys, is the best part.
the smell is the smell is sour, but with the berries, I mean, you can smell those. You can smell those barrels. Those red barrels.
I can taste raspberry. I can taste the raspberry.
Blackberry.
Well, I can taste berry.
Berry.
And smooth, but sour. Got that little ting to it. Just kind of rolls over your tongue, and it's just like the taste buds come alive.
Champagne-y, kind of.
Little,
Kind of a
definitely a
champagne.
little, carbonation to it.
It's in a lot of what you might be tasting is that French oak. It sat on French oak for quite a while.
Okay, so yeah, it could be that. Yeah,
And it was also re-fermented. It was fermented, and then it was re-fermented again on the Arizona blackberries.
Re-fermented?
Yes,
Whoa.
re-fermented.
Re-fermented.
It was bottle conditioned there as well. So I mean, this is out of sight. It's a cool little bottle. It's a damn good beer.
No, it's definitely a sour, and but it's not one of the more overpowering sours that I've had. Like Tart of Darkness, just kills your freaking glands. But this one you can appreciate the sour, the berry, and all
Super nice white head on it, though. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine.
There is when we pour a little harder, is a nice, super little, beautiful little white head on it.
I would say the sourness is very minimal.
It's more subtle, but I mean, the tartness, it's more just very tart, and it is fucking good.
It doesn't hurt my jaw. It's so sour, but I still have that. I salivate from the sourness of it, which is
big
good.
time.
It's just a little bit, which is nice.
First bite into a Sour Patch Kid.
Right.
Something
like that. Super easy.
Absolutely.
Fresh Sour Patch Kids. They have to be fresh.
Yeah.
God, they do have to be. Don't even get me started. They do have to be
Another
fresh.
topic.
I've known Nate Two-Line and all the puddings.
The the mouthfeel on this is insane. Honestly,
I mean, I'll try some more and I'll let you know.
you just get that the carbonation, but then it's just that, like you said, the French oak is major. The blackberries are just standing right there.
And I've never been a big sour fan, but I mean the amount of sours that they've been coming out with lately, just they've been a lot better. I think my first really the first really sour beer I ever had was the Tart of Darkness, and that's like not a good beer to get you into.
That's probably going to put some hair on your chest as far as sour goes.
Yeah, but I mean, like, so that kind of threw me off of the whole sour game for a while. And now, a lot more breweries are getting into, dabbling with a sour. And this one is just a very smooth, very palatable, but it is, like you said, that tart flavor that's not overpowering. And
it's like a velvet, but it's honestly, it's like delicate. You know what I mean? Like the beer just tastes delicate. The mouthfeel of it is just, I don't know. It's super good. I could gush about
overall experiences. I
5 stars.
Yeah.
Yep. Honestly,
I'd probably give this one a close to a 4. Like I said, I'm sticking to the sour game.
Absolutely.
But it's not crazy sour.
The problem for me is why it gets a 5. It gets a 4 on taste alone, but it gets a 5 on the bottle conditioning, the French oak, the way it was released, the way they put it straight to bottle, no tap,
limited.
Yeah, it's just a 5, man. It's just you got to try it if you have some time, and who knows when they'll brew it again. Who knows why they didn't put it on tap? Maybe that's just the way they want. Honestly, bottle conditioned it, so they probably wanted it served a certain way.
Right, and I think it actually says on here, I don't know if you touched on it, but they actually went to a farmer in, was it the Rim area? I think it says on here somewhere.
It's Arizona blackberries.
It's Arizona blackberries. So there actually is a guy, Farmer Frank for Camp Verde. They went to Camp Verde.
Okay.
Talked to Farmer Frank and actually got the blackberries. So again, Arizona Wilderness supporting local,
Oh yeah, that's all they do these days,
kind of stuff. So that's awesome. I 4.25 somewhere around there for me, maybe 4.35, somewhere a little higher than normal. I would say I like it sourer than this. I actually like that little bit of toughness in the jaw when it's super tart.
Absolutely.
But this is kind of a beer. I think if somebody's starting to get into sours like you are, Brandon, that if you first start,
it's a good one to start with.
If you go from something introductory to this, it's progressively steps. Like this will step you up to the next kind of like super.
No, this is
Hard
a good
Darkness
one to start.
definitely more is that other level. You started up and jumped down a couple steps and then come back way up.
Yeah.
So
like I had to retrain my palate on sours. Just it's like
how was that? How was the?
Yeah, I just wanted to try that little blackberry sediment, and it's good.
Nice. It's kind of like the way a lot of things are. Like I was not a big fan of IPAs for the longest time. And now I'm a huge fan of IPAs. And so it's just a reconditioning sort of thing. And, I'm definitely enjoying them a lot more than I used to enjoy them. Nate's getting the shivers.
I'm getting excited
for his fivers. So,
woohoo!
Look at a picture of Nate and I can't see the left one. I can see both of them now.
Hang on a second.
Put your shirt back on.
Yeah. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, I'm taking my pants off.
Nice.
Zip them up. There you go.
Hey guys, we're recording live.
Yep. No, it's going to be fun. We've got a lot of good beer here. We're going to finish off the pour here. But yeah, honestly, overall experience, this is honestly, if we're talking experience, this beer is an experience. No joke. Oh, Brando, you're completely empty.
I'm empty. So refill that. Oh, no, I got a taste at least. So
you got was it the dregs?
Yeah.
They call it.
Yep.
I got all the
dregs in
bottom.
This is good shit. Oh yeah, that's chunky.
So it's funny. Let me know if you see in there the first bottle I poured of this when I drank it. I did have big chunks of blackberries in there. I hadn't seen any yet in mine.
No.
Comparatively,
no huge chunks. No.
Okay.
You almost, when you look at the light, you almost see the golden from that golden ale they started with, wanting to show through. This is a beer that like you romanticize. You know what I mean? Like. Whoa. Anybody listen to this, you should feel like shit that you're not drinking it currently. I'm just fucking around.
And Nate's dropping our viewership, listenership with every sentence he speaks. So
you're welcome.
But it's nice to actually get back on the good Arizona Wilderness train.
After last week's debacle
of the battle axe,
smoky piece of shit.
They are still doing good things, and we still do appreciate them as local craft brewery.
It's funny. I saw when we actually went to Wilderness yesterday. Today, Friday?
No, yesterday.
Yesterday, and I actually saw the beard sitting out on the patio, and I was this close walking around being like,
what the hell?
What were you thinking? What were you thinking? But some other dude was talking to him.
Shit, dude. how fucking could you do that?
Some other dude was talking to him.
I can talk mad shit about that Oak Creek, but if that brewer came in here, I'd be like, it smelled super banana-y. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. You know, like, honestly, it's just one of those things.
And they probably loved it. You know, it was probably one of those things where it was like, they thought they were doing something, you know, that they would like and other people would like.
They're artists in a way, and that was what they wanted to make that day, and that's all good, and we fucking hated it. And honestly, if any of our viewers listened to that show today that we just released and they loved that beer, I want to talk to you. Right. We need to talk. I just want to know what you like. Honestly,
call us up at 1-800-hoppycraftsmen.com.
We'll have you on the fucking show. If you're like, you guys just don't get it. I would love to know what I don't get about that.
You know, and it's funny. I think actually, when I posted it, somebody actually did respond with
really,
not necessarily that they liked the beer. They actually didn't say it was great either, but the fact that you know, what it was aged in.
Yeah.
And if we would have took a little bit of time to Google it and figure out what those barrels were, that the Scotch, and I tried to explain, like, okay, first, we're not Scotch drinkers, really. We're not big into Scotch.
I totally get that they were going for a thing by using those barrels specifically. They wanted something specific out of it. That's great. It specifically sucked ass as a result.
But see, I mean, my response was this: is that we're not big Scotch drinkers.
Yeah.
Two, we didn't look anything into it. We only saw it.
Fuck, I'm sorry.
It's all good. We saw it, like, the first time we heard anything about it for the most part was the day before it was released at Strong Beer Fest. So I didn't even take time to go.
We were just like, oh, this new beer that's totally hyped up. Let's go drink it.
Let's try it out.
Well, and remember, I bought it in that line for the same reason that we bought this Mirror's Mirror that we're drinking right now. I saw the bottle and I was like, what the fuck is that?
Right.
I need that. I need at least one of those for the show.
Right. So it was kind of a thing where, you know, it was... Yes, if we would have took the time to do research up front, or we had the time to do the research up front, then yes, maybe we would have known that those barrels were super peaty and smoky and not our fucking bag of tea.
Chris, I remember you telling me that before we were drinking it, that it was David maybe,
who
was explaining to us the kind of bottle they used. I don't give a shit. It did not change my experience of that beer.
Right.
And it was never gonna. I mean, yes, if you love Scotch, then then you may love that beer.
But there's people, okay, so
I'd be shocked.
There's Scotch drinkers that like Scotch and they like peaty fucking Scotch too. I mean, it's like people like IPAs and people love fucking super hoppy IBU, fucking crazy IPAs. I don't think, like, you know, a normal Scotch drinker would be, this is the best thing ever.
I'd be shocked, man, honestly.
It was over smoky.
There's a very
I want to talk to somebody who drank that bottle, got drunk on it, and was like, need another.
Yeah.
So
we could have given you half a bottle of ours.
More important, 3/4. More importantly, this Mirror's Mirror is a fucking home run, though. So Wilderness, do shit like that because that's awesome.
Keep it up. Their hop water series.
Oh, dude, get down.
Which we'll be in line for tomorrow morning.
Yeah, get down to Wilderness ASAP and have yourself some of the Juicy because it is a lupulin double, not a double, but it's just an amazing IPA.
Yeah, hopefully it's still on tap.
It'll be there. They brew. Thankfully, the thing they do with these dirty hop water is they brew a lot of it. They can a little bit of it, but they have a shit ton waiting to be drank at the brewery.
So, couple things local news wise. One thing local news wise, and then kind of another news. There's basically World of Beers in Tempe. Oh, there's a new bottle being opened. World of Beers in Tempe. Well, it used to be World of Beers. They changed to Wasted Grain in October, and they are changing yet again to another name. So, World of Beers is slowly made its debut in Arizona, and now they're just fucking 86 out of here. I
think there's only a handful left.
Right. I mean, there was one. There was the one over in Santana, I want to say.
And they're all gone, huh?
As far as I know, yeah.
Nationwide, a lot of them are gone.
Right.
But at the same time, I believe they're the ones that are going to pay people $12,000 for 3 months to tour around over the summer and report back on beer.
Yeah, which made no sense. So,
I think they just blew all their wad on that little publicity stunt.
Right. So World of Beers was bought out by the same people that own Cold Beers and Cheeseburgers.
Oh.
Right. Square One Concepts is what their name is. So they bought them. They changed it to Wasted Grain, which I think it's the same thing. I doesn't really go into it too much. Then they're going to be calling themselves the Funky Monk.
The Funky Monk.
Great.
Right. Yeah. So
Wasted Grain was way better.
Tempe and Tucson, they're going to be in. It says.
Sweet.
Whatever. Hey, sometimes you got to blow $1
Good
million.
luck. I hope the third time's a charm for that location.
Right. And it sucks because it's a pretty decent location. It's just not the kind of location that you want to have craft beer in for the most part.
We're talking about
the Mill
Avenue. I mean,
it's a college scene, and that's the thing. It's like, do college kids really get into craft beer sort of thing? There's already Gordon Biersch, which is a national chain that's down there. There's plenty of other dive bars down on Mill Avenue. Do you really need a craft beer bar down on Mill Avenue?
Right.
Well, the answer is maybe yes, but you certainly don't need 3. And if it's already struck out a couple of times, maybe the answer is no.
But there's also a Mellow Mushroom down there that has amazing beers on
I was
tap
gonna say, there's plenty
and
of
has
places
delicious food.
Yeah.
World of Beer never served food. That was its other problem. And so unless this place is going to start serving food.
Well, I know about food. It does say that they're going to, according to a spokesman, air quotes here, the Funky Monk will have a handcrafted cocktail program featuring a variety of mules, floats, and signature drinks.
Great.
Sounds fucking terrible.
Guns.
Sounds like every other bar.
Yep,
Right. I mean, it's going to be, I'm sorry. And for food, there will be traditional American fare with a snappy twist.
Snappy twist.
I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where, you know what? It's on Mill Avenue. They're probably catering to their fucking demographic at this point, and they might stay longer than a year, maybe at this point. But
like I said,
good
luck.
Right. It's not a good place for. I mean, you got to have something going on down there on Mill Avenue. If you're gonna be off or outside of the outskirts of Tempe and have a craft beer place, it makes a little bit more sense.
Well, don't they have the Yucca?
Yucca's near there. Taste the Tops is near there.
Yeah. Yucca's down the way a little bit, but yeah, it's still pretty close.
Honestly, the thing is you've kind of missed the boat to open a craft beer bar.
Well, just
in certain areas.
I just don't think it's a very good place to do it in general. I think, like I said, Yucca's still like 3 blocks south of there. So you have
too bad it's the size of my. I don't know. It's small. I couldn't think of anything.
No, they expanded. They're actually Yucca has 2 rooms now. Yeah, they've actually owned their own side that actually is only beer and drinking, like craft beer side, and then actually have the bar side with the band.
That's good because that place was fucking unbearably small at a certain point.
And
now it's good.
It's not
good for them.
It's not huge by any means, but it's a little bigger.
But for Mill Avenue, it's not.
No, it's unnecessary. It's
craft cocktails. You got the Yard right next door, basically, that serves craft cocktails and craft beer, and has amazing food, and has beer pong tables, and cornhole. And
if I'm a college student, I'm not going fucking there for that kind of stuff. But as me as being,
if you're a college student, you want good deals on cheap alcohol.
If I'm in the area and I want to go somewhere and get craft beer, I'm gonna go to a place like Yucca that's not on Mill Avenue. I want to try to fucking avoid Mill Avenue as much as fucking possible at this point.
No, that's a good call.
So I mean, people like us aren't gonna go down there, and that's kind of. I mean, at this point, I feel like you said, I don't think a lot of college kids are getting into craft beer. I don't think that's their thing. I think that you hit people like Nate in his mid-20s that's drank for a little bit, and if you then you start like.
Last time I was on Mill, I was dating, and it was the worst.
Right.
I mean, holy shit. I couldn't imagine being down there now. No. So, no, never going to happen.
Right. I mean, that's just kind of works. So, I don't know. Good luck to them, I guess, but I don't see there being very long.
Get some Oak Creek on tap. Tell us how it works.
Well, Nate popped a beer at the beginning of that. Beer. So what are we sniffing here?
Well, this is
currently?
A special beer. This is a special beer that I ordered special for us. It is it's called Wise Guys. I get Wise. Yeah.
Wise Goose.
Wise Goose.
Wise Goose.
I'm gonna go with Wise Guys.
Well, it kind of smells like
from the Rare Barrel
sour. So
it's fucking sour. It's from the Rare Barrel, a sour beer company. That's what they do. Yes. It's a red sour beer aged in oak barrels with raspberries.
So. Goose is being spelled Guise.
You gonna go with Goose?
I'm gonna go with Goose.
Why is
it's
Goose?
Kind of Goose. Yeah.
Fine. All right. Well, hey, fuck it. Potato. Am I right?
Sure.
Wise Goose is a blend of. It's a. There's a bunch of words on the side of this bottle that would seem like they should make sense. Ensorcelled and fucking lactobacillus and pedicoccus and either way,
it's just telling you the different bacteria or the
yeast that absolutely
not bacteria. That's fucking awful. Holy shit, bacteria in that beer.
Per the side of the bottle, it's gonna have flavors, showcase flavors of candied raspberry, lemon, and orange peel. And this is a beer out of Berkeley, California.
So
they do online releases. Good luck trying to get one.
Yeah, BA says red sour beer aged in oak barrels with raspberry.
And it smells so much of raspberries. Smell right off the top of that bottle. It smells crazy of raspberries.
That one smells of raspberries, not the blackberries that I was smelling before. But this one definitely does smell like raspberries.
Yeah.
I was getting my berries confused.
Yeah. And this tastes different.
So
the yeast combinations are definitely different in this.
So comparatively, let's look at the color of this beer.
Browner.
You would think, based off the description, it would look a lot alike.
Right.
You get a little red, but mostly what you're getting is brown, thick.
It's a more of a red brown than opposed to a pink brown.
Yeah,
it looks like apple cider. You know, it looks like a nice thick apple cider. But it is a much different, and that those yeast strands they're talking about definitely give it a different flavor.
I didn't see when you poured. Was there a head at all on this?
No, not really.
No head. So again, par for the style for the most part. I mean, I don't see a lot of sour beers having a very big head on them.
Maybe if I'd done a harder pour, but
but still, even then, I've never even when I go to a bar and get a beer as a sour, it's never that thick head on there. So the head retention is a little harder on these beers.
But the taste of it, I mean. There's just straight.
This one's definitely a little bit more puckery when you taste it.
This one's a little more sour.
Oh, we on the flavor.
Where are we at? My bad. We had done our smell. We had done our look.
I didn't do the smell yet.
Oh. Well, it's just that raspberry. You know, that's what I
smelled the bottle.
You know, it's just thick of raspberries, and it smells tart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to get a lot of flavor. It's when you have these beers brewed on and fermented with berries, it's hard not to just go straight to that. Yes, it smells like blackberry. Yes, it smells like raspberry, but it does. I mean, it smells candied. It smells like raspberry, a little lemon. You know, you can get the lemon for sure because of the tartness. Yeah. But man.
So taste now.
Let's go to the taste. Yeah, let's go.
It is and like I said, going along with from the smell to the taste, you get that candied lemon for sure, orange. And it is a lot more. Yeah,
like I said, that's a little bit more of a puckerer.
Wow, that's a puckerer for sure. I like that. That's really good.
Yeah. Isn't that good?
Compared to the mirror, this one is definitely more sour than tart.
Right.
There a little more. It's stringent at the end. It's so sour and tart. Yeah. It's good. It's good stuff. We've
it's
got
like you're sucking on a lemon head.
We've got and we've got a lot of this to drink. So.
Awesome.
Drink that.
Darn.
I will drink it.
Darn.
Wow, no, but I mean, it is it's still a smooth one. Like it's still not as like overpowering as, you know, again, I always go back to the Tart of Darkness because like that's my default.
Well, that's your barometer of what's too much.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. So like, you know, and in this aspect, this one is sour, but smooth. Mm-hmm. It's, you know,
the mouthfeel is very carbonated, very smooth.
Yeah. It's funny. I think it's funny. Like the aroma, you're right. The raspberries definitely come out a lot. And then when you taste this, it takes a backseat to more of that lemon, very like, I feel like orange. I just put a lemon in my mouth and just sucked on it real fast. Not super sour, not just very, just like, not super sweet, but sour. There's a very, very sour mouthwater feel to it. Mm. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, a little apple, but, you know, just fruit, you know, just fruit taste to it. Raspberry, very good.
Like a Granny Smith apple.
Yeah, exactly. That the more sour kind.
Yeah, the green apple, the Granny Smith apple.
It's like almost a like a crab apple almost. You ever had a crab apple before?
Right.
Crab apple.
It's this kind of like, it tastes kind of like how that is. Wow, that's really good though. Yeah. I mean, it's very. So if we go to mouthfeel now, what do you guys think? I mean.
Like I said, you just get that. It seems much more carbonated, you know, at least in a fuller way compared to the mirrors.
It doesn't leave like a lingering sour taste
clean.
Either. It's like it hits you, then it goes down, and then it
cuts
like,
right through. It's super clean.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that in not lingering in my mouth.
Yeah. I don't like the way it tastes. No, just kidding.
So yeah, not a lot of funk, not a lot of like we was like where saisons kind of have that farmy kind of taste to it. This is it's very clean, very like palatable. Nothing like mouth coat wise, not really anything like we had earlier. The IPA.
I keep saying it, but it is crazy clean.
Yeah,
it just finishes up and
So I mean, I think we had this in the right order. I think we, you know, with the mirror, I think we talked about it's this progressional step of, hey, this is, you know, not necessarily a gateway sour, but it's a good starter sour, and then this is the next level.
Yes, this is definitely a little higher for sure.
And then, you know, that's what my love of sour stouts with the freaking Tart of Darkness. And there's actually there's one in Tucson I had forever ago. I can never remember what it was. I like it. I love that it's great that I get the sour taste up front, and I get this little chocolate kind of aftertaste at the back end of it. I love one of my favorite guilty pleasures during the holidays is getting those dark chocolate oranges, the ones that you smash.
Yeah,
wow. Brian was just freaking molesting that bottle.
I played the
Brandon's playing the jugs over
pipe
here.
organ.
Jesus. So overall, rating,
or experience.
Yeah.
I would give this. God, I don't even remember what I rated the Mirror's Mirror, but
You gave it a 3.
Did I give it a 3?
You gave it a 3.75.
I thought I gave
it. No, you 4.
I gave it a 4. I think I would give this one. I think I would give this one a little bit higher of a 4.25.
Well, good, because it was a fuck of a lot more expensive.
and speaking of expensive, not to cut you off on
it's a good. We needed. What I wanted to talk about was how I bought this beer, and I bought it through the beerconnect.com, which is an online beer seller. I was surprised to see it. I was just dicking around because I go to these beer selling sites.
Which, by the way, it's thebeerconnect.com.
It is
not
beer.
Not beerconnect.com. That gets you nowhere. I tried.
Yeah, it is thebeerconnect.com. And I was cruising around on there, and I was butthurt about some Rare Barrel releases I wasn't going to make it for. I think I was telling you guys last time that they wanted me to order 9 fucking bottles of this shit. And I said, I got better things to do than spend $400 fucking on some beer.
Right.
Anyway, so I went on there and they had this sitting there in the line in the thing, and I was like, oh fuck. And I immediately felt that feeling like I need to buy this now or it could be gone. Right. And it's still on the website right now. It's still fucking there. They probably had plenty. But I just ordered one and I paid my 16 whatever shipping, and it came to the house. And I'll tell you one thing, they shipped that shit quick. 2 days. Wow. Wednesday, it was there Friday afternoon at 2:00.
Okay.
It would have been there Friday afternoon at 2:00 if they didn't use the worst motherfucking shipping company I've ever dealt with in my life.
What can Brown do for you?
Shit, nope. GSO. Ever heard of them?
Mm-mm.
Nope. Exactly. There's a fucking reason for that. They only work in Nevada, Arizona, and California, and they're the fucking worst. They apparently only deliver until like 4:00 in the afternoon. I didn't get this beer till Tuesday. Until fucking Tuesday
for $16.
Yeah, because of how long how horrible they were at delivery. That's not a knock on the Beer Connect, and I'm sure that there's 1,000 other GSO branches that do a great job. But the guy out here was fucking horrible. It also had on the box written in clear instructions from GSO and the Beer Connect to deliver cold, which was wild. I was like, well, that's cool. It came hot as fuck. It was not refrigerated in the fucking least. So, whatever. That didn't seem to take away from the taste. It's amazing, and I can't wait to actually make it to Berkeley and go to the Rare Barrel. When we were at Monkish, you may have remembered, they were delivering a box of this to the owner.
They were
not this beer, but something from the Rare Barrel.
Right. Yeah.
And I've noticed them ever since then. I started following them on Instagram, and I realized they were a sour beer company, and I was like, we need to go to here.
Right.
So, yeah, good stuff. Try the Beer Connect. I realized Bine and Vine seems to be connected with them in some way. Bine and Vine is a really awesome bottle shop in San Diego if you ever have time. It's a killer fucking place to go. And the guy who runs it is a badass. I've never walked in there and have him not walk to the back and hand me 2 bottles of whatever he thought was great at the moment, whether it be Pliny, whether it be the Hammer Double IPA from El Segundo. They just won the Bistro contest with 2 years ago. No, it's an incredible little bottle shop, and they seem to be connected in some way. And if you go to bineandvine.com, that's another killer beer spot to go.
So I wonder if it's
they may be connected. I'm not sure. I imagine it. They have to be, because like I said, when I looked at the billing for the Beer Connect, it said bineandvine.com.
Well, but I wonder if Beer Connect is being a mediator between beer shops around the U.S. You know what I'm saying?
Well, absolutely, and thank you for saying that. You go to Wilderness's website right now. Do you say it has an online beer shop right through the Beer Connect?
Right. And so my thought is,
and I think you're right. I think they're setting up a place to work directly with brewers.
Right. They're acting as a distributor. Yes. Right. So they're an online distributor, and they're connecting to different breweries across the U.S. or bottle shops and getting people these bottles that they actually can't get normally.
Yep. And it's fucking badass, man. I looked on there. They've got the DC on there. Mm-hmm. They've got Refuge, and they've got 5-gallon. It's like a red temporary keg. They've got 5-gallon kegs of the Refuge for $100. $105. Wow. $120 shipped.
I'd buy
to California, Nevada, or Arizona. flat shipping.
I'd buy that for our fantasy parties.
Right.
Exactly. You bet your fucking ass we're going to have 5 gallons of refuge up in here for one of those things, dude.
You're correct.
Because it's like $100.
Yeah.
I'll email them and skip the shipping.
I've paid $80 for a 5-gallon before.
Exactly.
And get $20 more for Arizona Wilderness local.
Yeah, it's wild business, dude. So Wilderness did that very quietly.
Yeah.
They do not advertise it.
Well, it's funny because you go to places in Arizona for beer. So, the only place I've actually seen Arizona Wilderness beers besides Arizona Wilderness is at fucking Cornish Pasty. Yeah. Other than that,
anywhere they've done a collaboration. I've picked up, we had the Wandering Tortoise.
Yes.
Where they had the 15 hertz on.
Right. Mm-hmm. But I've never
absolutely, totally agree.
seen their beers anywhere else. I've never seen them at Brass Tap. I've never seen them at fucking Papago. Nowhere. Nope. So.
No, and it's and that's all good. They like to keep it tight, but that's badass. They're selling 5-gallon kegs online. Holy fuck!
Right, that's pretty amazing.
Like I said, it's crazy that they weren't like, "Hey, we're doing this." No, I don't blame them because the second a million people find out, they're going to stop.
Right.
They can't. Right. I'm sure they don't have the ability to just hand out 5-gallon fills of that 20 times a day. So, check out thebeerconnect.com. Check out bindandfind.com. They're definitely getting some good brews.
I've been looking at Taver too.
Taver is good. Now,
cool.
Taver works a little different. You want to explain them how that works?
Well, Taver actually has an app or an email list you can get onto, and the email list by itself it'll email you every day that they actually have beers on thing.
What's available that day? What new in stock he's gotten?
But the app itself will show you the beers, give you a description, give you the price, those kind of things. I mean, it's a little bit nicer than just using the email.
And as new beers come along, you fill up a case.
Right. So what you can do is it's kind of like if you've ever used Amazon Pantry.
Oh yeah, it's
same kind of ideas. You have a box and
fill a percentage and then finally you ship it.
Right. So you can. I think you can ship it at any point you want.
Oh, cool.
But it's a flat rate no matter what. So the idea is that yes, you should fill it up
more,
and then you can pay the same price. If not, you can ship 2 bottles of beer to yourself for the fucking same
whatever you want to do.
So I think it's like $16 or something. It's pretty close to what you paid.
And
for
that's
Beer
what
Connect.
I paid.
So super nice. It's nice to be able to go on their app and look and see what they got and add stuff.
And I've talked to the guy that runs that place before. He's super nice.
So I think this is if our 3-tier system, and that's something I want to talk about in a discussion later on. Talk about the 3-tier system. Kind of break it down. But if it's so far at this point, if it's broken, one of the aspects is broken. If this is how we kind of skirt around it. And be able to get beers to ours, get beers that we really can't get here.
Yeah,
I'm all for it. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're in the law, we're following the law, but at the same time, we're gonna be able to get some more beers. I'm cool.
I don't want to pay $16 shipping every time the Rare Barrel drops something, but you know what? If I can't get it and I can't get to California because we've got children and stuff, and we can't just drop at the hub. We've got jobs and shit. We just can't just leave.
Right.
I'll pay $16 extra and I'll get that shit online, and I'm glad there's a website that'll do it.
Well, like Brandon said earlier, fucking how much gas is going to cost you? How much is the hotel going to cost you?
How much would you have paid to just transport yourself to California for 5 minutes to buy that bottle?
Right.
More than $16.
Yeah. Guaranteed.
Done.
So cool. All right, guys. Well,
yeah. Hey, that was a fun one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
A lot of good beer. And that tasting went well, boys. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
More to come from the Wheel of Taste, the beer wheel of flavor.
Yep. Thank you very much.
We'll get better with it. It's going to be a little bit more natural and more.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're going to say we're trying to up our game, trying to figure out. Besides being this beer's delicious, let's get a little bit more descriptive and help.
And there's a lot of beer podcasts out there setting the kind of tone for those kind of tastings.
Right.
We'd like to get somewhere at least close to being able to give you a good idea of what a beer tastes like.
Right. Exactly.
Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, man. So as always, I'm Chris.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Nate.
Thanks for listening.
Later.